Yo, this your boy Hype Fan Eagle representing the Philadelphia Eagles by way of New Jersey. You already know, man. Shout out to my first time viewer. Shout out to my last time viewer. Shout out to the people that's viewing this video rather religiously or in passing. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you will be notified when I go on live, man. You already know, man. This video is brought to you by Patreon, man. Click the link in the description down below. You know what I mean? Become a member for exclusive content on Patreon. Also, tap into my merch, man. Hypewave91.com. The link is also in the merch. The link is also in the description. My merch, Hypewave91.com, man. Got some good merch, man, made for comfort. All right, man. Let's talk a little bit about it, man. man. Bryce Huff got traded to the San Francisco 49ers. Y'all remember when Javon Hargrave got signed for the San Francisco 49ers and how that panned out? Just like Bryce Huff, bro. You know what I mean? The only thing is that Bryce Huff was inactive for a majority of the Super Bowl season last year. Even during the Super Bowl, he wasn't even dressed. And I didn't even know that. I did not know that Bryce Huff was not dressed during the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? It was reported that he wasn't dressed. He was on the sideline eating sunflower seeds. I did not know that, bro. You know what I mean? I did not know that. I feel like he wasn't very comfortable with being under Vic Fangio's system. You know what I mean? I heard that he was more of a hands in the dirt type of guy, not standing up from a standing position and trying to rush the quarterback. I heard he was a hands in the dirt type of guy. So, he didn't fit Vic Fangio's system. That's why large majority of last year, he was inactive. You know what I mean? He ended up being hurt. But yeah, man, he didn't really do us no good. Or I should say, he didn't really do us a service. You know what I'm saying? I felt like he could have been good if he would have played his game. If he would have played his game, he would have been somewhat effective. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he didn't get a chance to be effective because of Vic Fangio's system. But with that being said, you know what I mean? He wasn't reporting to no OTAs. He was a no call, no show. And that's cool though. You know what I mean? That's cool though. Because we had to get him up off the books. I'm pretty sure that we're gonna eat some of his salary, not all of it, because I believe that the San Francisco 49ers, they're going to pick up majority of his salary. But we're going to eat some of his salary. You feel what I'm saying? So we're going to see how that go. But the good thing is that, I feel like Howie Roseman is not done. Now, this is a post-June 1st cut or a post-June 1st trade. You know what I mean? But with that being said, we did save some money when we re-signed Dallas Goedert. I think we saved like $4 or $5 million. With the Bryce Huff situation, I do think that we also saved. You know what I mean? I don't think that we're going to pay large majority of his salary. I think the San Francisco 49ers will pick that up. But yes, that leaves room for, if we do want to sign a veteran cornerback, if we do want to go get a tight end like Kyle Pitts. Now, there's rumors floating around that Kyle Pitts will be available for trade. There's a couple of teams that's interested in him. I believe that we are one of the teams that's interested in Kyle Pitts. I do like what we have, though. We have Dallas Goedert and we have Grant Calcaterra. I do like that. You feel what I'm saying? I won't mind us getting Kyle Pitts, but I do feel like we should go get a veteran cornerback, though, or a veteran safety, either one. And that will pretty much, that will pretty much put the pieces together. You feel what I'm saying? If we go get a veteran corner or a veteran safety. You know what I mean? But I do feel like Howie Roseman got, he got another trick up his sleeve, though. Believe it or not, that's how I feel. You know what I mean? OTA, I hear OTAs is going great. They had Quinyon Mitchell playing the nickel position. They had Cooper DeJean playing the outside. You know what I'm saying? Just doing base package defense. You know what I mean? Just doing a lot of base stuff. That doesn't mean that they're going to be there for the season, but it's good for guys to learn multiple positions. You know what I mean? It's good for that. You know what I mean? Just in case, you know what I mean? Let's knock on the steering wheel. Just in case injury happened, you got a guy that can step in this place. You got a guy that can step in that place. So, no, I don't think that that's going to be the permanent position where Cooper DeJean play the outside, Quinyon Mitchell play the nickel, or he getting reps at safety, whatever the case may be. I do think that it's just a part of the base defense. You feel what I'm saying? It's part of the base defense. But I'm hearing Jalen Hurts looking very good in OTAs. And like I said, it's OTAs, bro. You're not going against a defense. There's no lineman. There's no offensive line versus defensive line. You know what I mean? It's really none of that. You know what I mean? It's really single coverage reps. You know what I mean? The wide receivers are getting their single coverage reps. The running back is just running the ball, you know what I mean, with no offensive line. Now, when it comes to official mandatory mini camps, that's when you will have 7-on-7s, you know what I mean? You will have real position battles, you know what I mean? You will have real defense and offensive battles, you know what I mean? And then when it come camp, you know what I mean, real camp, that's when you will have full 11-on-11s, you know what I mean? It's still going to be soft. It's not going to be tackling for real, but it will be some type of contact when you go into camp. You know what I mean? 11-on-11s. Mandatory mini camp is when you can have your 7-on-7s and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You can have, you know, somewhat of some type of contact, somewhat of some type of competition. You know, whether it be position competition and stuff like that. But right now, it's just single coverage. You know what I mean? Single coverage reps. Jalen Hurts getting his reps, getting his arm warmed up, throwing the ball, you know what I mean? The center getting his snaps in. The wide receivers are running their routes, you know what I mean? Getting some routes in. The cornerback is pretty much getting their coverage skills up. So, you know what I mean? It's warm up. It's warm up. So, I take everything that they say as far as who looks sharp, who look good, and all that. Jalen Hurts throwing for 3 touchdowns. Yeah, I take all that with a grain of salt because it's still OTAs, you know what I mean? I'm a coach, so that's what I'm going through right now. Like yesterday, we had practice yesterday, you feel what I'm saying? But it was getting the quarterbacks warmed up. It was getting the running backs warmed up. You know what I mean? Whoever wanted to play running back, it was getting them warmed up because this year we are running a lot of RPOs. So it's getting them warmed up, you know what I mean? It's getting the defensive line warmed up as far as, okay, this is what we need to do. This is how the offensive line need to come off the ball. This is how the defensive line need to come off the ball. You know what I mean? This getting the wide receivers reps. You know what I mean? So that's all OTAs is getting reps, getting used to certain things. You know what I mean? Mini camp, mandatory mini camp, it ramps up. And, you know, camp, everything is intense. You know what I mean? And plus, in camp, that's when teams come over. Like, you might go against the Patriots for a couple days. You know what I mean? You might go against the Browns for a couple days and stuff like that. So everything will ramp up during camp. And then after that, you know, you got preseason. You definitely have preseason. You feel what I'm saying? All of that intertwines with each other. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what's going on, man. Bryce Huff got traded to the San Francisco 49ers. He is off the books. We are proud. We are happy. You know what I mean? Howie Roseman got something up his sleeve. I believe that he's cooking something up. You know what I mean? And that's all, man. Listen. Damn, throat all fucked up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for more videos on the way. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell. You already know, man. It's your boy Hyphen Nigga representing the Philadelphia Eagles by way of New Jersey. You already know, man. Gang.